Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Jim Kinsella, and I was asked to chair today's sessions. And I was very pleased to be asked, and I'm delighted to be here. I'm also delighted to see all the chat going on in advance of the actual conference itself, because it's so much part of what bringing people together should be about. So apologies for calling to order. But we do have a pretty packed agenda, and there's a lot of good stuff to hear, and there's a lot of important information that we would like to share with you. Just one or two things before we start, and from a safety emergency point of view, just to be aware that in the room we have 3 emergency exits, one the back where you've just come in, one to the side, and one to my side. So just be aware of that, please. We have a very full schedule, and my role is to try and help to move it along and put structure on it. So I know that the people who are presenting today are aware of the fact that we need to use our time as best we have. Okay, what I want to start off with is maybe just to talk a little bit about what the conference is hopefully going to contribute towards. And there's 2 aspects to it for today. We're hoping that in the presentations, people will get a sense of the context and the policy environment within which social farming is currently happening, with a view to thinking about the future, where it can go, who might be involved in supporting it, and where perhaps some of our current challenges lie. And secondly, to share with you the lessons and the insights from the current work, particularly from the research project which Dr. Aisling Moroney is leading and will talk to you about over the course of the morning. As I said, it's a very full agenda, and we will be pre-coffee break. We will have Anna-Marie McNally from the Department of Agriculture, Teresa Peacock, and Aisling Moroney with presentations. And then we'll move on to what we feel is going to be something which all of us will come away from these sessions really remembering, and these are the fireside chats with people who are directly involved in the practice of social farming. And Martin Rogan is going to facilitate the 2 sessions, 2 fireside chats that we have. Our coffee break is scheduled for around 11 o'clock, and hopefully we'll be able to keep close enough to that time. And then after that, following that, Aisling will be back to share with you more insights into what we're finding from the research work. That will be followed by Noreen McGarry, and then we'll be back to another fireside chat. So you can imagine between now and 12:30, there's a lot packed into it. So I just would say to you, strap yourselves in, because there's going to be a lot happening. And then at the last half hour of today's session, we've put aside to a panel discussion where those who have presented will come up here with maybe 1 or 2 other people, and have the opportunity for those of you who have burning questions to raise the question and to get a comment back from them. I just want to set a little bit of context to the story of social farming in Ireland, and before I hand over to Anna-Marie, first of all. For those not familiar with the practice, it's not unique to Ireland, what's happening at the moment. It's not unique to Ireland or the UK. It's a very well-established practice across quite a number of EU member states. For example, in the Netherlands, there's over 1,000 farms delivering social farming services. And to contextualize that from an Irish perspective, we have about twice the number of farmers in Ireland relative to the Netherlands. So that would be the equivalent of having 2,000 farms in Ireland delivering social farming practices. And break that down into a county basis, you would be talking about possibly having 30 to 40 social farms in every county. So it really shows that social farming is well established, well proven, well valued in the border counties between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, and 20 farms, both sides of the border, established social farms and delivered very effectively social farming services for a whole year, and about 60, just over 60 people benefited directly from those services. And we learned from that, and we created, in many ways, a movement. That was followed by, one could say, a little bit of a lull, in that we had some support to establish a support office following the SOFA project, and then we got great, and this was from the Department of Agriculture here in the Republic of Ireland, but also in the north as well. The efforts and the support from the Department of Agriculture there supported the establishment of an office. So there was a go-to place. Where we are now is that we do have, on both sides of the border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, a really strong commitment and engagement by the Department of Agriculture in supporting the establishment of social farming. So we have a real commitment from the departments in both cases, and we have, at the moment, support offices, we have networking, and we have research going on. So what you're going to hear today is very much the story of what we have found in the current research efforts. For those not familiar with what social farming is about, I think that the blurb and the documentation we have on social farming would talk about it's about offering outcome-focused activity on working family farms or with growers, in the case of gardens, but it's about outcome-focused activity. It's valued activity on farms, in gardens, with the people who are engaging with particularly with the farm family. And these farms are not specialized units. They remain typical working farms, and those of us here from farms know exactly what that looks like, where people in need of support can build relationships and confidence and take part in day-to-day activities in a relaxed and non-clinical environment to enhance their lives and health. It speaks for itself. On my final slide, a number of years ago we had a conference, and Tony Bates joined us, and Tony, well-known clinical psychologist and very strong in supporting and founding the Centre for Mental Health for Youth in Ireland. And he visited a number of the farms, and what he said is, I visited the farms that welcome adults with special needs and mental health difficulties into their family life. These people all have labels, but when they step on these farms, they leave their labels at the gate. And to me, that's a powerful indictment of what social farming does, what it offers, and the beauty in the ordinariness of social farming. So with that context, I'd like to welcome our first speaker, Anna-Marie McNally, Assistant Principal in the Department of Agriculture, and I've just talked about the importance of the commitment from the Department of Agriculture in supporting social farming. So, Anna-Marie, welcome.